My name is Rachel Morrow, a freshman Springboarder of Girls Spring, and this is Ms. Lindsay Davis, CEO and founder of Spartan Invest. So I would just love to say that we're happy to have you today, Girls Spring, and we just wanted to, hear about your career and what you do, and we also wanted you just to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure, yeah. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm excited to be here. Lindsay Davis, CEO and co-founder of Spartan Invest and Atlas Rental Property. The company started about 12 years ago, and we've been on the Inc. 5000 fastest growing companies in the country for 8 consecutive years. I have 3 kids, a husband, and full-time chauffeur. I feel like most of the time for the kids, but that's about it.
That sounds interesting. So now that I hear that name, like Spartan Invest, I think more about like finance. So could you explain to us what exactly Spartan Invest's goal and exactly what y'all are trying to offer customers?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, and it does. Spartan Invest, the title definitely suggests that, but we are a passive income turnkey real estate company, right? So we try to, or we offer investor clients an experience or a way to get into real estate investing without all of the hassle. So we do everything. We find the property, renovate, resell to an investor client, and then our property management company manages it after the fact. So we find the tenant, we make sure they pay rent, we handle any maintenance, and then we have a customer service team that notifies our investors all of the time about what's going on with their particular property. So essentially, if you're an investor and you want to get into real estate investing, all you have to do is come to the table with the down payment for your property, and then we handle everything else, and you just collect your rent checks each month.
So how did you get into this type of work?
That's a really good question. So I started my career, went to the University of Alabama, started my career at Cintas as a management trainee, and I graduated with a degree in public relations, and it was about in my last semester when I kind of realized that that's not really the path I wanted to go on. I'm like, hey, I'm a very poor college student, so I've got to graduate and start earning a living. I don't really have an option to continue and change my major now. So I found a great opportunity, and Cintas is a uniform facility services company, and they offer this management training program where you get to spend 6 months in each department and learn the entire company, and that kind of helps excel you for growth. Well, I started in 2008, and then recession hit. It took a downturn, so and a lot of people were laid off. There wasn't a ton of growth opportunities. I had to work a second shift on the production, run the second shift, loading and unloading trucks. It was a lot of hard work, but I took so much from that particular role. But at Cintas is where I met my business partner. He was in touch with some family members that were flipping houses in the Montgomery, Alabama area, and got with him and said, hey, do you want to try this in Tuscaloosa? He went and purchased a couple of properties. After the sale, is like, hey, there's some money in this. There's something here. So then he left Cintas and started doing that full time. I started helping him on the side. This was before I had kids and before I was married, so I actually had nights and weekends, so I was working a lot, and then so I left a few months after he did, and then we moved to Birmingham and started flipping houses full time. It was about 2 years after that when we started buying and reselling just strictly rental properties and started the property management company as well.
What degree did you have to earn to go into the career that you are in now?
I wouldn't say that the degree is necessarily the requirement. I don't think that I would have had to have a specific degree in something to start a business, right? And that's the beautiful thing about starting your own business, is that if you know the product, you know where you want to go, you're able to raise the capital, then the degree, the specific degree, doesn't necessarily matter, right? You should just take it and run with it.
So what challenges do you see as a working mom?
there are still a lot of challenges out there for female professionals, and that I have never heard my husband ask, like, well, how do you work and have kids? And I cannot tell you how many times I've been asked that. We employ over 50% of our staff is female in a very male-dominated industry. We are construction and real estate, and those are two industries where they have been very dominated by men. And we have over 50% women, and majority of them are working mothers. So if you want something done, you typically need to give it to a busy woman.
I'm gonna actually say this month, March 25th, you heard Rachel say this. Women can do anything that a man can do because we're just as powerful. Happy Women's History Month, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
My husband would make the argument that we're more powerful, though. So, I'll agree with him, too, on that one.
So what's one big piece of advice you would give to high school girls who would like to go down the same career path that you're in now, or who, like, just to give them encouragement?
I think kind of what you're doing right now, right? Like I said, yeah, you're in 9th grade and you're giving up a Saturday. I've got to be honest with you. When I was in 9th grade, I was not giving up a Saturday. And going that extra mile, even asking that question, you're already ahead of the game. You're already 5 steps above the vast majority of high schoolers. So if you are in high school and you're asking that question about what can I do to be successful, that's awesome. Just being aware and cognizant that, hey, look, I want to be successful. I want to have a successful career. I want to get into an industry that I love. That's very important. And then, I think the best advice is very similar to what you've said, is that, hey, find out what you want to do. And you're not locked in it forever. If you want to be a veterinarian and you start going to school to be a vet and find out that it's not for you, then, you can shift. It can change. I never thought that I would be in real estate, especially starting in facility services and uniforms. I mean, we were an industrial laundry. I provided uniforms to people, and now selling turnkey real estate. You couldn't get to two more different industries, but so many of those characteristics and those skill sets transfer. And I think that just actively pursuing what you actually want to do. And then to girls, once you're through college, find companies that have that culture that you want to be a part of. I think that's a really big factor as well for future success.
That was the last question of today, and again, I would like to say that we are really happy to have you here today, and we just thank you for your encouraging words, and we are really happy to say that we were able to get advice from a very powerful woman like you.
Whew, powerful. Yes. Yeah,
Again,
getting a big head, but no, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for coming in and talking to me. I really appreciate it. I'm very honored to be a part of Girl Spring. Girl Spring is a fantastic organization that, targeting women and helping develop and build confidence and career opportunities. It's such a great organization, so I'm very lucky to be a part of it.
Thank you so much. My name is Rachel Morrow, freshman Springboarder of Girl Spring, and this is Miss Lindsay Davis, CEO of Founder and Spartan Invest. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.